name at the end of the show in our ending credits, then go ahead and visit us on patreon.com/love and murder and become a subscriber of $5 and above. If you just want to support us, because you just like to hear our lovely voices, then go ahead and donate whatever you want on Patreon, whether it's 50 cents, whether it's $1, it doesn't matter. However, if you are a subscriber of $5 and above, then, like I said, you get to hear your name in the ending credits. In addition to, you get to hear our bonus episodes. What are our bonus episodes, you ask? Well, Shar gives her crazy, crazy, crazy life stories. If you want to hear one, go to episode 2 and you'll hear the craziness there. You'll also hear the craziest true crime stories that we ever had, which we have one coming up. I keep teasing it, where this guy, a brother, bites his brother's penis off, like the tip of his penis off. So crazy stories like that usually are going to come from Florida. That's part of the bonus episodes. And another bonus episode is just our crazy relationship questions that usually come our way. So if you want to hear one of those relationship questions, go back to episode 1 and you can hear that. And we're going to start recording those really, really soon, so you don't want to miss out. But that's what you can get if you're a $5 and above subscriber to our Patreon. And again, that's patreon.com/love and murder. So I've been talking for about 16 minutes about absolutely nothing. So if you want to get into the story, stay tuned and let's get into some love and murder.
Woo! That was an introduction of a lifetime. And I'm Share, everyone. So welcome. Yeah, I'm Share. I'm your sidekick host here. And Kai's right. We've got a lot to talk about today. So Kai, this is really kind of different. So let's see. I want to say it was maybe about a week or so back. I was having dinner with my lovely parents. And my stepdad says to me, "Hey, Shar, do you want to hear?" He goes, "I think I have a story for your show." And I said, "Why? Did you kill your ex-wife?"
What if he said yeah? What would you have done?
Mom, pack your bags quick. Let's go. Don't ask any questions.
You're gonna just. Oh, okay. I was about to say, you're just gonna play your hand in front of the murderer, like.
I know.
That's how movie starts. Okay. Well, I see you've been reformed, and then you sneak and be like, "Mom, pack your bags now."
Yeah. Quiet, Mom. Don't say anything. No, just tell them the entire escape plan. That's what the dumbest criminals do. Not the dumbest criminals, the dumbest people that are about to become murdered. I don't know. Oh God, I didn't mean to say that. That was rude. But anyway, okay, so yeah, the victims. Okay, so no, what it was is that it just so happened that my stepdad, who has some very interesting life experiences, I mean, as a matter of fact, he's always had some very unique careers and very challenging careers. So this particular time he was selling real estate and also into sales, other types of sales. And he said there was a real estate agent who, I believe, she either sold their commercial property for the business that he worked at, or something like that, because she was a commercial property real estate salesperson. And so her name was Elizabeth Webb. And he said, "Shar, I know a woman whose daughter actually hired a hitman to kill her mother." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I know. I actually know these people."
Good Lord. I mean, I could understand liking your mom, but just stop talking to her, maybe?
I mean, we had a beef. Okay. We're not going to go to Denny's this Saturday. Like, let's just, we'll get over it. So, I don't know. It was weird. And I said, "Tell me more." And believe me, everyone, he definitely told me a lot more. So we're definitely going to get into that. So we're going to call today's episode "Caught in the Web, A Mother's Betrayal." It's the story of Antoinette Webb. And Antoinette Webb is she's the accused. And so, yeah, this is just so weird to me. So now
quick question. Is this actually like this story? I'm not saying it's not real. What I'm going to ask is it famous? Like, has there been like shows made of it or movies or reenactments or anything like that?
No, there has not been a movie. In fact, for those of you who have been following Love and Murder thus far, And by the way, today marks our 6th episode, and we're excited about that, right, Pi? We're excited. Number 6. So
I
yeah,
don't
so
have
towards
a
the
thing, so here's my applause.
oh, I love it. Where's your canned applause when I need it? I thought you had a sound factory over there at one point. So for those that follow the show, you kind of know that at the end of the show, I will share if there was a telefilm, if there was a docudrama, meaning just a very dramatic documentary, or if there was just a short video and where that can be found. But this particular case, and I don't know, I don't want to get too political, but I actually had my own opinion about this with my stepdad earlier. This case fits right into the spectrum of the cases that we talk about. It fits right into those juicy episodes or juicy cases that you'll find on Oxygen and Snapped and all of that. But because it took place in Detroit, Michigan, it's almost like the city that time forgot. It's like I feel as if because of the fact that it took place in Detroit, the people they're black, so we'll say they're ethnic. For whatever reason, I don't feel like these cases are being covered. So that's one reason why I just had a heart for this particular story, because I feel as if someone should be able to speak about the victim in a positive light, or also just tell the truth. Because everything about being a victim doesn't mean you're always positive. You could be a victim, unfortunately, because you were in some type of blackmail situation or betrayal. And, someone found out and they just thought, hey, I'm going to get you. You know what I mean? This happens. It's not always a victim that's just unsuspecting and innocent. Kai, so far it's been that way with all of our cases, I believe. Right. So, but in this case, I was really disappointed that there wasn't really anything about this murder. I had to dig deeper based on what he did explain to me. And then I did find a discovery, thank God, which is the original arrest records and information. But still, I feel like every story needs to be told and at least leave some type of mark or legacy, with that family. Now, in this case, you guys are probably going to agree. In this case, they probably would rather it was not told, told again, because it was kind of the family shame, if you will. That's how I'm seeing it. It just really
I
is.
mean, I honestly
So,
think no family wants their dirty, I don't want to call it dirty laundry, wants to relive the murder of someone in there, and like the victim's family wants to relive the murder. So, and then the person who did it, I don't think their family wants to constantly hear, hey, we had a crazy in our family. Like, so I don't think any family ever wants the story retold and retold and retold. That's just what I think.
that's one point, but Kai, and I get what you're saying, but on the other hand, you may be able to set some people free, because what if there's an untold story, and maybe something that happened where a person was on trial and they really should not have been. You never know who's listening, is where I'm getting at, to these stories, and you never know who they know. And so, but we do want to dedicate this particular episode to my stepdad. Woo, stepdad! And I'm not going to mention his name, to protect the innocent. Who was the innocent?
Woohoo, stepdad.
My stepdad. No, no. I'm not mentioning names to protect the innocent, and the innocent in this case would be my stepdad. But I'm still going to dedicate this show. We're going to dedicate this show to him today, because so again, it's like, okay, about what 80% of these stories are told over and over in different forums. I mean, regardless, this is just very rare that I didn't find a lot out there about it. So apparently, people are talking about these murder cases, and it just is what it is. So, but what we do though is we like to find unique stories, and that maybe haven't been told 100 times on Oxygen and the Discovery Channel and ID Channel. You know what I mean? And all the other forensics channels out there. There's so many. So yeah.
I agree, but it's so hard to like find cases that haven't been retold and retold and retold and retold and retold.
Well, that's why we have this case today. The case about Antoinette Webb. I mean, that's pretty much where we are with this. Has not been retold. So, okay, so let's get into it. So the date of this murder happened November 17, 2000. And Kai, at this point, I had an entire week to add 10 and 10 together and come up with 20. So it happened in 2000, and I think it was last week. One of our case was in 2000. And I think I
I'm so
kept
proud
saying,
of you, Shar.
and I think I was saying that it happened 10 years ago or something. You're like, what? I was like, yeah, it's
Yeah, I was
2000.
like, what kind of math are you doing? Is this algebra mixed with calculus? I didn't
Mixed
get
with
your
crazy,
math.
calculus mixed with crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, the location again is Detroit, Michigan. If anyone missed that particular point, which is very important, it did happen in Detroit, Michigan. So now here's the victim profile. We're going to start kind of from the beginning. So the mother or the victim, her name is Elizabeth Webb. And let's kind of find out, what kind of person was she? Don't you wonder these things? Like, what kind of person was the victim and what kind of person was the murderer? This is what we'd like to do in our show, we'd like to humanize our
I was about to
story.
say dehumanize.
No,
Good
no, no,
lord.
I caught myself though. I caught myself. Good job, Char. Good job, Char. Take the D out. Take the D out. So you like to humanize our stories. So Elizabeth Webb was a private, somewhat quiet professional. And it was so fun because my stepdad can like really say, "Oh yeah," because I rode in the car with her daughter Char, and her daughter was really pretty, and the mom was very worldly and very attractive, and she would present herself in a certain way. So it really painted a nice picture for me, and so it makes it easier for me to be able to really share this with you. So Elizabeth was a private, somewhat quiet professional, again, successful, no nonsense career woman. We talked about that, who sold commercial real estate in the greater Detroit area. Now she had pretty much bubbly personality, bubbly spirits. Actually, no. Let me back up on that. I won't say she had a bubbly personality. She was in bubbly spirits leading up to the day of her unexpected execution. So obviously, you don't know you're going to be executed. Hello. And so the reason she was so excited and bubbly and happy about life is not just the fact that she was successful selling commercial real estate. Because you know what, Kai, I don't know about you, but from what I understand, there's a lot of money in real estate, period. But imagine if you specialize in commercial real estate. You can just imagine that could be a really great lifestyle. So she had,
Yeah,
I mean, would you agree? It's like, okay,
I
business.
agree. Yeah, definitely.
Selling businesses, selling homes is one thing. That's great too. It has its own place. So she had just purchased, Elizabeth Webb had just purchased a new home in, again, greater Detroit area, and she was excited to share her excitement with her daughter Antoinette. Antoinette was approximately 32 at that particular time, and so Antoinette, she considered her to be, close. She considered herself to be close to her daughter. I mean, in her opinion, she thought she was. How close are you? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You gotta. It's just for the parents that take their children for granted. If you have a wayward child, oh, don't take them for granted. Please give them some help or run, whichever one comes first.
Well, I need to hear like what kind of parent she was before I she may think they were close, but then again she could have been not talking ill of the victim because I don't know. I'm just saying here she could have been a douchebag, and to her child, of course, the child is feeling traumatized by the mother, and to the mother is like, yeah, my child's fine, we're close. So I would have to hear more on like the mother's personality.
Okay, well, you know what, Kai? I think we should do that. That's a good point. So now Antoinette grew up in a thriving, newly developed area of Detroit, as a child, where influential Black families could grow among other middle to upper class, within that culture, in other words, within the Black culture, and feel safe and involved in their community. This was important to the people that lived in this community. So Antoinette had a good life. She had a good home life as a child. This tells me that her mother at least did something right from that point. So she believed that she had a good home life, which was structured around church and extended family members. Think regular cousin sleepovers, huge Sunday dinners, that type of thing, in a beautiful home. So it paints a nice picture anyway. Now her mother
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
kind of like how I grew up. I love that life.
Yeah. Wait. So tell us more. Is this remind? Did you have a flashback of
No, you're just
your
saying
positive
you grew up
childhood?
with your cousins, Sunday dinners and stuff like that. I grew up with all my cousins. Well, not all my cousins, but I grew up with a lot of my cousins. And we either went to my aunt's house or my grandmother's house, stuff like that. So, I was just
Yeah.
saying, kind of like how I was raised.
But that's exactly how I was raised too. My mother's original family, and she, as well as herself, and what am I saying? Me also. We were all born in the South, in Jackson, Mississippi, but I wasn't reared there. I was reared, reared meaning